we need to talk about Travis Scott.
Yeah,
Because this whole situation is wild to me.
it's crazy.
Not really much to update as far as facts go. I think everyone's heard the headlines since they're everywhere. People died at the Travis Scott concert. What the That to me is absurd. The crowd was crazy, as Travis Scott concerts typically go. People were getting smushed at the barricades. People were tripping and falling. And when people would fall, other people fall on them and they get stepped on too. People started passing out, cardiac arrest, hundreds of people in the hospital. And I think I heard, I don't know, somewhere said 8, but I also heard somewhere say 11 people were dead. I don't know which one is the accurate number at the moment. But the fact that people have died at all, come on. What? That's so messed up and obviously sad. Like, well,
that's
families. What the hell?
Fucked up vibe. Because like, have you ever been into like deep in the mosh pit of a concert?
See, that's the thing. I've never been in a rap concert, but I've been in a mosh pit before.
Yeah, I've gone to heavy metal concerts right in like the
Lamb
actual
of God, Metallica. Like, I've seen shows.
Yeah, when you fall over, people pick you up because they all know if you don't get picked up, you could die.
Yeah.
Like, it's understanding that it's you got to look out for everyone.
Now, does metal culture and the metal fans understand mosh pits more because it's been decades upon decades of people doing this? So like there is that culture?
Because I don't know. I feel like rap culture is just like, I don't know, it's more aggressive, where metal is like, it's perceived as aggressive, but because they're all there to have fun and they want to be able to have fun tomorrow as well, it's the understanding of, okay, I can like thrash out, but as soon as I see someone struggling, you gotta fix that situation.
Well, I would also say too, like, you think about when you were in high school, well, especially like, I'm not talking like the 80s, so not for the old heads, but like for people like us, when we were in high school, who were the kids that were into metal? They weren't the jocks. They were the nerds.
Yeah.
They were the skinny outcast kids that no one liked their type of music, so they just hung out together. Those are usually nice people. They've been through some shit. They've been bullied. They've dealt with bullshit their whole life. People didn't like their hair, their clothes, whatever, their music.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be mean to each other. They're trying to embrace their culture and their people. So why would they be aggressive like assholes that everyone thinks, the cool kids?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like people at those metal shows I've been to, the moshing can kind of get out of hand sometimes.
It gets crazy.
Yeah. I mean, especially for smaller people that, especially smaller women getting trampled if they're in there by themselves or they don't have like a big boyfriend to protect them like that. They can get pretty reckless. But like, come on, guys. Like, even at music festivals, like I've been, I've sat in the front row of a music festival with hundreds of, 1,000 people behind me pushing, trying to get closer.
Yeah, you can feel that push behind you.
Yeah, you can feel it, but like everyone's still like keeping it relatively chill. Like I'm strong, but I'm not 1,000 people strong. Like if they wanted to squish me, they would have squished me, but it was fine. We all stood there and had a good time. People are passing out at this show. Clearly there's something going on there. And like a lot of people have been saying, who's the biggest person to blame? Obviously Travis Scott. It's his show. It's his culture. He perpetuates it. I don't know. Those are my quick thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for me, I think a big one to look at is like you said with the culture. Yeah, I could hear it was a little loud. Sorry about that. Coming in a little hot. But immediately as they open the doors, people are rushing the gates, blowing through them, and there's more people in there than what they were actually supposed to have. More tickets, more people in than the tickets were. So immediately the venue has allowed more people in than they're supposed to. So Travis Scott, for me, his entire job is to get everybody that's in there to go fucking mental. They spent all this money. His music is made to, like, you bang your head, you go play sports, you do what you get going. So, like, kind of when the pandemonium goes and everybody's yelling, like people, when you have the video, you see them yelling, "We need help, we need help." To him, he's got his earpiece in, he's singing, he's like, everybody's going fucking insane. This is awesome. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Because he doesn't know, because it came out after. He didn't even know that anything bad happened until he was at the after party. He was at Dave & Buster's at an after party with Drake, and he got contacted by his agent saying everything was happening. he left, and that's when he kind of realized what was going on.
Highly questionable.
Yeah, but like there was a video of him with the fucking ambulance going off in the background of like he can literally see the ambulance going off.
He actually does pause the show 1 minute and be like, hey, someone needs help there. Like there's limp bodies getting carried out. So him not knowing something was going on.
No, I mean
Questionable.
to the level, because
Well, I mean-
any music festival, if you think about it, like take for instance Coachella, how many people are doing drugs during that? How many ambulances are present? How many paramedics? Issues always happen at music festivals because there's so many people around. I'm not meaning that he didn't realize somebody might be hurt. I mean he didn't realize the severity. He probably didn't anticipate 8 people are dead.
Yeah.
So I got something stuck in my throat here.
I don't think anyone anticipated casualties. And I'll give him credit to that point. I don't think anyone ever expects casualties. You know, you don't expect, I'm going to go to this festival. Hopefully I'm not one of the 5 people that dies. Like, no one's thinking that. So I will agree to that point. But one thing that I also have seen online is a lot of people highlighting the fact that how far is too far? Because, yeah, he wants to get everybody hyped. He wants to have this excitement and this level and keep everything up. But at what cost? There's other concerts that get hyped too. He's not the only one. He's not the most hyped person you've ever seen. Yet those people have the wherewithal to be like, hey, guys, turn on the lights. Pause for a second. Stop pushing. You know, Linkin Park is a good example. Those guys have been going hard for years. That doesn't happen to them. They've literally, there's videos online surfacing of them being like, guys, stop pushing. If you guys keep pushing, the show's over. Like, you guys can have fun, do your thing, go crazy, but don't hurt people. That's the line that they draw in the sand. And that's the line that lots of musicians and entertainers draw in the sand. And Travis Scott's just like, throw your hands up. Like, he doesn't care. He clearly doesn't.
Yeah,
and he has a long track record of not giving a fuck about people's
I feel like he
health.
just wants to keep that vibe going. He doesn't want people to go home and like a week later be like, oh yeah, that concert got canceled kind of thing. Like, oh, that sucks. I won't go to that again.
Like
he doesn't want that to
I'm
happen.
definitely on your side. Like when you see like Chester Bennington when he just stop it. It's a moment when you see it on TV where you're like, okay, he cares more about this than the music, and it kind of makes him endearing to you. But not everybody's like that, and that's the whole point of having a production behind you. So the security, the production putting on the festival, their job is to make sure everybody gets home safe. His job is to make sure everybody's jumping up off the ground. So if he's going as far as he can, pushing the line as far as he can, there has to be a safeguard behind that. And that's where it's partially his fault. 100%. He wanted that to happen. He wanted them to go as... My throat is off. I'm so sorry, guys. It keeps dropping on me. But he wants them to go as crazy as possible. But there has to be somebody else behind him that says, this is too much. This is like when you see the video of the people going up to security saying, hey, people are dying. There's somebody, like, he's passed out. He's having a heart attack. He can't breathe. We need to do something. Those are the people that they have nothing else on the line. If they shut down the show, security guard shut down show is what's on the headline. If Travis Scott shuts it down, it's his name. And as much as that shouldn't matter, and he's not a great person, I'm not arguing for him as a person, but as an artist trying to do it, you have to have your production has to have a kind of background check on you. Especially if like you said, he's a track record of doing this. So then you're just going to keep letting him do it until this happens and then be like, oh, well, how can we believe that he did this?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It definitely seems like of course it's his job to he's the entertainer, right? Like he wants to hype the crowd. But it also seems like he was brushing security off for the most part of like, there was clearly people trying to get a hold of him and he wasn't really doing much about it. And then again, like when there's that many people in the actual crowd, the security guards can't even do anything at that point. Like they're just basically stuck trying to fix something and they're just a part of the crushing crowd at that point. Like it's just it's wild all around.
Yeah, when there's no distinction between a mosh pit and the actual crowd. The entire crowd is now a mosh pit. You can't control it. And like you said, like in a metal concert, somebody falls down, they pick them up. But when there's no room and the second that person falls, you're pushed and everybody's getting pushed and nobody has that chance to pick them up.
Yeah.
That's when it doesn't matter how good of a person you are. You're like, I can't help.
Yeah, as soon as you go down, you're like, if you're not getting back up, like, oh man, you're a goner.
I 100% agree with the notion that Travis Scott can't do everything, that he has to hire people in place and delegate those jobs to those people. And if should they fail personally, is that his fault? I mean, not entirely. I think there's accountability on each person there. I can agree to that point. The part that really grinds my gears is that he doesn't even look out for his own staff. He tells his fans, rush the stage. Fuck the security guards.
Yeah,
blow past the
that's
security
what
guards.
I find crazy.
They can't hold us all back. Get on the stage with me. He tells his fans, hey, climb that banister and jump off 2 stories high. Who's going to help you? Do it anyway. Like, he encourages his fans to harm themselves, to beat up some dude because he touched his shoes. Yeah, fans shouldn't be reaching up and touching entertainers. I'm not saying that's a good idea. But to incite violence, hey, go beat this guy up? No. Grab your security guard, tell this guy to grab him, or do what everybody does. Don't do that. Get mad at him, scold him, mock him. Don't tell someone to go kick his ass in the crowd and beat the shit out of some kid.
Yeah.
Like, there's a certain, obviously, demographic where these are all probably younger teenagers. Probably, how old's Travis Scott? 22, maybe? I don't know. I have actually no idea how old he is, but I assume he's in his early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah.
His fans are probably about the same age. And, well, predominantly, I'm not saying all his fans. His fans are probably about the same age to, like, middle school. That's probably his demographic in today's market. When you were in high school to middle school, your willingness to do reckless things that are absolutely dangerous and not okay at all because someone thought you were cool, let alone a superstar, is so high. When I was in elementary school, there was this kid that thought I was cool, and I made a joke about him cutting his finger off with safety scissors, and he literally took safety scissors to the tip of his thumb and cut it off just because he thought I was cool and wanted my acknowledgement.
Yeah, impressionable.
And to think that I was just some kid in his class, and we're talking about a millionaire, a superstar, one of the biggest entertainers in this era. He's just going to get these kids to do whatever the hell he wants for a joke because it's crazy and cool. But at what point is it like, okay, you're also an adult. You can't be doing this anymore. Yeah, your concerts are crazy. You have a reputation, but you're literally putting people in harm. You're harming your fans. You're harming your staff that you employ. What other company, business, anything gets away with being like, hey guys, I hired you all to come in, take care of like a restaurant. I work at a restaurant. Hey, fuck your server. Just go punch them in the face if they don't get you drinks or they cut you off. Fuck it. Oh yeah, just deal with it, guys. Like, no one does that.
Yeah.
That's not okay in any industry, but it's okay in this industry apparently. And only, not even necessarily this industry, at Travis Scott shows. So is he accountable? 100%. Is he the only one accountable? Of course not. Apparently Drake was there too, and he knows what's up, and he decided to get the crowd going even crazier, and then he dipped. Is he responsible? I think he's got something to pay as well. But like, I don't know. I just think the whole thing's wild. I think there's a lot of people that really dropped the ball. News says that there's lots of lawsuits coming these days.
Oh, I could imagine.
Now, does it make sense to pay out millions to like 100,000 people or whatever, 50,000 people that showed up? No, but like, I mean, those families should be taken care of.
Yeah, I know Travis Scott had posted, obviously. Travis Scott didn't do it. His lawyer posted on Instagram, my prayers are with you, blah, blah, blah. But he's covering the funeral costs, which is pretty fucking, that's
$5,000.
the weirdest thing to even like see somebody type is like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to cover their costs. That's like mafia shit. Like after you kill somebody being like, don't worry, I got you. Like we're good here. But it like with what you're saying though, it kind of goes into the social media reality of now where it as much as like right now, this is a terrible, it looks bad on him, everything happened, but he just gained so much publicity. It's all over the internet. I don't think this is a good thing, but long term, this could, if there was no deaths, that's the big thing. If there was no death, all he would be doing is making money.
Yeah, if
inciting
there was no deaths.
inciting all the violence, doing all this terrible shit because of the fact that we would be like everybody would be posting like, I can't believe he would say that about that guy doing the shoot. And it creates a false reality where he thinks that's an okay thing because the ends justify the means. And like you said, it shouldn't. Life should matter more than making the extra couple bucks, getting those extra couple followers.
Yeah, well, I feel like he's an entertainer, right? So he's pushing boundaries in a sense, right? Like he's how far can I take all of this to become the best entertainer as possible? And then in this instance, he has just pushed it a bit too far. So now it's rather than just talking about all these crazy stories like, oh, he's done this before and he's done this, and it's like, oh no, now it's a track record. Now it's like, oh shit, no, he really has done this and he has done this, and it's kind of all adding up to, oh well, this kind of makes sense. This kind of vibe, that makes sense. Like it's just this perpetuation of what he's pushing forward. He's definitely taken it a little